Welcome to, I like that. Welcome to Salon Lounge at Dixon Place. This is a monthly series, and it's our pleasure to be here during the Hot Festival month here at Dixon Place, celebrating LGBTQ artistry. And we thank Dixon again for hosting us monthly. And just to give a shout out to Leah, our fabulous bartender, so be sure to make her happy through the evening. And though some of you know me, I'm Heidi Russell. I'm the founder of International Women Artist Salon, and we have many programs to help give a platform for women's artistry and raise up the, just raise up women's artistry. So this is a monthly showcase, as I mentioned, and we also have a radio show, which is weekly on Thursday evenings. And you can tune into cityworldradio.com. You can find it on tunein.com as well as the app. And that's a weekly interview of a solo artist as well as a woman-run or owned or founded arts organization, group, or special project that's happening. We do a world bulletin as well as what's coming up for salon members throughout the world. So please follow us on our radio show as well. And we have an ongoing visual art series called Salon Solo, and it happens at different locations. Right now we're in between, but stay tuned for following some great visual artists along the way as well. So if you're not a member yet and you'd like to, please be sure to email, which is at the back of the program, and find our social media. And if you're interested in partnering with us or sponsoring, we'd love to hear from you as well. So we have guest hosts as well as curators, and we have an amazing one here that's helped put tonight's show together, Simi, Toledano. And she's also a host and presenter on our radio show, so if you like what you hear tonight, you can follow her on Salon Radio as well. And Simi is a Brooklyn-based performance and theater artist, writer, poet, activist, mystic, teacher, tree hugger, which is so important, traveler, friend, and lover. Simi most recently directed Kendra Augustin's Black Star as part of the Twisted Theater Showcase. Recent acting credits include Enid in Alice Gerdenberg's He Said, She Said as part of St. Jean Players One Act Play Festival, and Yumi and Yanni Perez's original One Act The Engagement Party as part of the Lila New York City Theater Festival. And she is a regular performance artist, storyteller at Big Herb's variety show in Brooklyn, and can be seen telling stories on stages and in classrooms all around the city. And as I mentioned, she's also a regular presenter on our Salon Radio show, and she gives gratitude to God S. So I'm going to bring to the stage Simi Toledano.
All right, thank you, Heidi. Heidi is a powerhouse individual woman who creates from her ideas. I think we could all learn from that. The willpower. It's good. Hi, everyone. It's an honor to be here. My name is Simi, and I'm going to guide this ship through the ocean tonight. And I'm happy to be your captain. Welcome to the Salon Lounge at Dixon Place. Every month has a different theme, and this month's theme, as part of Dixon Place's Hot Festival, we are celebrating LGBTQ self-identified women. So people who identify as women in the LGBTQ spectrum. And obviously that garners a lot of conversation, a lot of questions, a lot of, what is a woman? What does it mean to identify on this spectrum? And hopefully the work tonight will continue to complicate those questions. I have no answers, and maybe our artists have some sort of insight into their own identification on these spectrums and these questions, but they're ongoing questions and they're deep and expansive, and I'm excited to be asking them and to see what we can discover together. So I chose a historical figure for tonight's lounge, and this is a very college person, but she's not like college. It's Audre Lorde, who I love and who whose work deeply resonates with me, especially her activism intersecting with her art and her just general presence, being a queer woman of color in all of those areas. And so I wanted to read a little excerpt from one of her essays called "Poetry is Not a Luxury." Has anyone ever read this?
Yes.
Yes. A resounding singular yes.
Dual.
Dual yes. So poetry is not a luxury. This is an excerpt by Audre Lorde. The quality of light by which we scrutinize our lives has direct bearing upon the product which we live and upon the changes which we hope to bring about through those lives. It is within this light that we form those ideas by which we pursue our magic and make it realized. This is poetry as illumination, for it is through poetry that we give name to those ideas which are, until the poem, nameless and formless, about to be birthed but already felt. That distillation of experience from which true poetry springs, births thoughts as dreams, birth concept as feeling, births idea as knowledge, births precedes understanding. As we learn to bear the intimacy of scrutiny and to flourish within it, as we learn to use the products of that scrutiny for power within our living, those fears which rule our lives and form our silences begin to lose their control over us. For each of us as women, there is a dark place within where hidden and growing our true spirit rises, beautiful and tough as chestnut stanchions against our nightmare of weakness and of impotence. These places of possibility within ourselves are dark because they are ancient and hidden. They have survived and grown through these darkness. Within these deep places, each one of us holds an incredible reserve of creativity and power, of unexamined and unrecorded emotion and feeling. The woman's place of power within each of us is neither white nor surface. It is dark, it is ancient, and it is deep. When we view living in the European mode only as a problem to be solved, we then rely solely upon our ideas to make us free, for these were what the white fathers told us were precious. But as we become more in touch with our own ancient, black, non-European view of living as a situation to be experienced and interacted with, we learn more and more to cherish our feelings and to respect those hidden sources of our power from where true knowledge and therefore lasting action comes. At this point, I'm going to skip this. For women, then, poetry is not a luxury. It is a vital necessity of our existence. It forms the quality of the light within which we predicate our hopes and dreams towards survival and change, first made into language, then into an idea, then into more tangible action. Poetry is the way we help give name to the nameless so it can be thought. The farthest external horizons of our hopes and fears are cobbled by our poems, carved from the rock experiences of our daily lives. So that's little Audre. I applaud her every day, and so should you. And with that, I want to introduce our first, pardon my tampering here, but the bio is online. I want to introduce our first artist, Annie Yan, who is yet to be an award-winning independent TV producer and abstract artist. Yeah. But in her delusions, she equates compliments as Emmys. Her work tends to be experimental and educational with elements of humor. She is always striving to find an alternative approach to presenting information or art. Her abstract sketches are psychedelic, organic, geometric, and graffiti-like. Her words have been exhibited in the BWAC Gallery, Minerva Gallery, Salvation Army Thrift Store, People's Homes, and Dumpsters. She was born in Hong Kong and grew up in New York, has a BA in history. Much of her early professional training came from Immigration and Naturalization Service, where she has the master of the art of redundancy. Welcome, Annie Yang.
Two drawings by Annie Yan. So, do you want to talk about the media and what they mean? Kind of give a little bit of.
No?
No, you don't want to say anything?
Well, after the lounge tonight, if you want to approach Annie.
What was the inspiration, Annie?
Yes.
No pressure.
No.
No, it's all good. So that's why she is a artist.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yay!
Next up, I would like to introduce our film for the night. We have an excerpt from the film called Belvedere. Astrid Ovales is the founder of Recluse Films and creator of the 1950s lesbian romance Camp Belvedere. She is a writer, producer, director, actor, painter, and colorist who has dedicated her life to filmmaking and storytelling. And she's going to come up here and tell you a little bit about her film before we watch a 10-minute clip.
Hello, I'm Astrid, and I am a self-empowered woman. The film that you are going to see, it's actually an excerpt, so it'll be 10 minutes of the film. We made with a mainly women crew, cast, and it was funded solely by women, woman power all the way. We made it because we didn't think that there were very many films that really showcased lesbians or women in general, so we said we don't have any money, but we think we can tell the story better than pretty much the people who have been telling it. So we started out with this film. This was our first. We're actually working on a feature film now, and it did very well. We did a lot of festivals and so on. We got a very good response from women all over the world. They liked it. They thought that we captured them, even though we had a low budget and a low amount of time, low resources. So I hope that you will like it. It will end abruptly, so don't think that that is the end. That will be crazy. And if you like it, I do have some DVDs if you want to buy one and finish watching the movie and then own it for the rest of your life. You can do that. So, thank you.
It was perfect.
You liked it then?
You think?
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And you read all of these?
Yes, I am.
Which one is your favorite?
Not a fair question.
Oh, come on, you can't say all of them.
Okay, look on the left. I think it's, top. D.H. Lawrence, The Rainbow.
This one's your favorite?
You know, I think you might like it. Take it.
Okay. Thanks. Oh, wow. Where was this one taken?
California.
Oh, I love it. Would you take me?
To California.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry. Nervous habit, I guess.
Am I making you nervous?
No. No, I'll stop.
Okay, so this can wait until tomorrow. Talk to me.
What do you want to hear?
All of it. Catch me up.
I don't know. You're always asking me about my life, but I'm so much more interested in you.
Well, my life is hardly glamorous.
You cannot be serious. You love to read and you travel and you meet people. Oh, I just think it's wonderful.
Thank you. But you know you have good things going on yourself.
I know. I can't help but imagine a life unlike my own. It's just something I do.
So you're a dreamer. While ambition can be a very healthy thing. You've grown. That's a good thing.
May I choose another to take with me?
Yeah, of course.
Can only pick one out.
I can't.
Please. You're stunning. I hope so. Don't you find me attractive?
Do that.
You can be honest with me. Just tell me that you want me.
What I want has nothing to do with
I can see right through you.
You have to go.
Miss Turner?
Rosie, hello.
I'm so sorry.
I was looking for you earlier.
I-
Where did you run off to?
I just had some things to take care of.
Never mind.
Okay.
Ruth took the girls swimming in your absence. You know how she loves to spoil them. Oh, they were just so excited. As I was saying, there's nothing left for you to do. You're going to have your hands full enough when the group gets back. I'll just tidy up here and be on my way.
Thank you. Hello?
Hey, Rose. It's Bobby. I wanted to talk.
Hello?
Rose? It's Bobby.
Hi. How are you?
Great. calling to say I'm sorry about the other night. And,
The other night. Oh, I'd forgotten all about that.
you did? Well, no point in bringing it up again then. I've been thinking about you a lot, and I would really like to see you again. Would you be interested in getting dinner this weekend?
You sort of caught me at a bad time.
I see. So you are still upset then?
No. I'm not upset with you, honest. It's not you. You're great. It's just that... I'm not. Listen, you just caught me at a bad time. I'm not ready to have dinner. Okay?
I understand. Sometimes I just want to be alone too. I'm not that different from you, you know?
I know. You're a good friend. No, Bobby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
I'm not giving up on you, Rose.
Maybe if... Hello? Hi.
Hi. Sit. What brings you by? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just wanted to see you.
What is it you're doing exactly?
Another round of applause for Camp Belvedere. A lot of coming and going. Someone in the audience said, "You have to go, but you need to come." I was like, I agree. Thank you, Astrid. And I also want to introduce Sarah Joe, who's the music supervisor for Recluse Films, who's sitting in the back as well. The music in that first scene was very beautiful, very romantic and poetic. Sarah Joe is a vocalist, opera singer, actor, sound designer, and lyricist. She served as music supervisor for the film Camp Belvedere, and Sarah will be music supervisor and lead actress for Recluse Films' upcoming feature film, Stray. When's is that in production?
Yeah, we're editing it. So
All right.
Maybe in January.
Look out for Recluse Films' next film, Stray, starring Sarah Joe. Terrific. And you can go to campbelvedere.com or reclusefilmsproductions.com to learn more about the coming and going. With gratitude. I would like to invite Damien, Luxe, and Ariel Speedwagon to do a stage reading from an excerpt stage reading from Rocky and Rhoda's Lesbian Past. Rocky and Rhoda's Lesbian Past features acrobatics, songs, queer genealogy, and big questions about conflict and lesbian legacy. Go to rockyandrhoda.com to find out more. And a bit about our artists. Damien Luxe and Ariel Speedwagon are multimedia performing artists of the First Order. Their show, Rocky and Rhoda's Lesbian Past, has been seen at Jack Theater, Dixon Place, Hot Fruit, Riot Chica, and as part of Every Booty at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. And here are our artists. Come on up.
Where to start with all the lesbians and our love? Our many lesbian friends we know. Gender and sexuality is quite a rainbow. LGBTQ future. Far into the future. It's 2015. It's 2018. It's the mid-2020s. And beyond. Time is immaterial. Space is immaterial. One thing is not immaterial. Lesbianism.
It is the future. In a greenhouse in outer space, lights up on quartz, a futuristic lesbian separatist wearing a very futuristic flowing lesbian separatist robe.
Hello, my darling butter mechanical creature. Oh, hello, dearest biometric raindrop. Oh, my lovely mechanical morning glory. Oh, hello. Darling.
Enter Carnelian, wearing another space-age lesbian separatist robe and a big sash and carrying a sign, on strike for equal wages. Flushed and excited.
Darling. Oh, darling. I have the greatest news. We've done it. We've stopped production at the laser quantum chip factory. You should have been there. You should have seen it. It was exhilarating. Darling, what do you mean? What have you done? Stopped the quantum chip replication entirely. The bosses are going to have to pay everyone fairly. No one's crossing the line. No one. We'll all be free from intergalactic capitalism before long. Oh, you can't stop me. I'm sticking to the union. I'm sticking to the union. Okay, darling. I'm a little... Oh, they were so afraid of us, darling. They're gonna give in no time.
Okay.
We're never going to work again for less than what we're due from Mars to Pluto. You'll see. We're fighting for you and for me. Oh, she's there by her side.
Okay, darling.
Darling. Yes.
You know, I love it when you get excited, right?
Yes, I know you love it when I get excited.
Now, I think it's wonderful you've gone and found yourself a cause. But darling, I'm curious. Is it a lesbian union?
Well, no, but
Is it a lesbian fight for equal wages for equal
no,
work?
it's every
Darling, as you know, we, the Pompadours, we don't get involved in other people's problems. We're lesbians. And I just want you to have fun, appropriate to our noble and beautiful family, fun that honors our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers and our hair puffs.
Carnelian. I'm still not sure what you're saying.
I'm saying that as I was at my woodland ritual earlier today, it came to me. Those old memory chips in the airlock,
Yes.
those old tablets in the tapestries.
Yes.
I think it's time to do a little research to try to understand our own struggles and fights instead of taking those other fights from those other people.
Yes.
Will you do it, darling?
I'll do it. For our greatest grandmothers. And for you. Especially for you. To the archive!
To the archive.
To the archive!
To the archive.
To the archive!
To the archive.
Oh, there's more.
Are you at the archive yet?
We're in the archive.
Are you
We're
there?
like most of the way through down page 2. Going to the archive.
There is no archive.
There is no archive.
Okay, I'll do it.
Black. Scene 2, the future, but a little later. Carnelian is on stage with a dusty-looking book in a futuristic chair. Quartz enters in a different futuristic lesbian separatist space robe, carrying mysterious ritual objects.
I found him.
Oh, hello, darling. How was the woodland ritual?
Resonant as always. How was your morning?
Astounding! I've been working on my research and I finally found something.
Oh.
Would you like to know what I've uncovered?
Absolutely.
Well, it all started when great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother met a pompadour, founded a queendom with her hairdresser,
Oh.
and they ruled together. Two women.
Yes.
Brave, noble, and true, until other people started to talk about the fact that, well, they were both women. So after many sleepless nights and long encounters, the hairdresser went away to a land called America to establish a satellite there.
Oh.
But she did it in the spirit of the pompadours.
Oh.
All women. Only women.
Right. So, if this satellite was a location with all women, started by two lovers, then it was a lesbian land project.
It was.
Well, then what happened?
Under the hairdresser's wise guidance, the compound flourished. Women flocked to the land, farmed it, made it rich with organic food and music, and it was passed down from lesbian to lesbian for generations.
Wonderful. Yes.
Then the archive begins to go awry, but I found 3 photographs. Would you like to know what they are?
Desperately.
1. A face with a circle and a name. Elelen.
Elelen.
Elelen. 2. A digitized poster of a music festival by a lake.
Oh, our people love to swim.
Yes. And 3. A boat with someone named Olivia on it and women looking for food and sun.
Oh.
Now, I've been studying my history, and I think what happened is this. After the water wars of the mid-21st century, the settlement took to the ocean. Elelen and Olivia were some kind of goddess figures, worshipped by these women on a desperate search for food and sun. Perhaps the farmland had vanished.
Oh, perhaps lesbians had vanished.
And all that remained were these 2 goddess figures and this boat. Oh, I wish I could have found out more. I wish I knew what it all meant.
Oh, clearly our lesbian ancestors only left information about these leaders for a reason.
We're just scratching the surface on the Elelenites, I'm afraid.
Elelen. Darling.
What?
Well, I'm scared to ask, but I must.
What?
As you know, the century you're researching, the mid-21st century, was notoriously lesbian erasing, not to mention racist, woman-hating, and trans-exclusive. I mean, even collectives kept falling apart. Ugh.
I know.
So, darling, were our ancestors on their land project inclusive of all lesbians?
I don't know. The archive just didn't say.
Oh, goddess Ellen, why? Or is it possible that our ancestors were trans-exclusive, white, lesbian women's land project owners and collective change warriors at the same time? Oh, so typical.
Well, I didn't read anything saying that all lesbians weren't there, so maybe they were.
Oh, Carnelian. You and I both know lesbians are supposed to spend all our energy taking care of one another. What do you mean that wasn't clearly happening with our ancestors?
Well, I couldn't find anything in the permanent records, but I can't imagine our ancestors would be so terrible.
Darling, we can't have history the way we like. We have to have it the way it was. And if there isn't anything saying our ancestors weren't old-fashioned and trans-exclusive, we have to assume they were.
I refuse. These are our great-great-great-great-great-grandmothers you're talking about. How can you slander their name?
How can you be so naive? Our lesbian family history isn't perfect, you know. It's only herstory after all. We don't have to like the fact that our ancestors were not inclusive to accept it. But they're still part of you, and of me, of us. Wait a minute. Oh, goddess. Maybe that is why the great Ellen and Olivia sent them to the boats for their sins against the spirit of lesbianism.
Quartz!
Oh,
do you see what this means? Do you see what this is saying? We need to atone.
Oh, Carnelian, you're right. We need to honor our greatest grandmother and in that receive her forgiveness.
Darling, we can't let these goddesses be forgotten and abused again. We can correct the mistakes of our ancestors. We must take on their mantle.
We must take on their goddesses.
We must take to the seas.
Oh, I will miss my woodland ritual. But in the name of Ellen and redeeming our ancestors, darling, to the boat.
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 Blackout!
All right, give it up for Ariel and Damien. Rocky and Rhoda's lesbian past. I'm just gonna crouch down. Well, you can check out Ariel at arielspeedwagon.com and Damien Luxe, that's luxe.com. And they're also here after the show if you want to talk to them. Amazing. And to keep the boat floating, I don't know, I like the metaphor. I'm going to invite Relly the poet onto the stage. Growing up, Relly felt like an outcast, so she used her writing as a positive and productive outlet to release her anger, fear, and confusion. Even today, her hit single, Happy Place, was the first song she officially wrote as a means to heal others through poetry and music. Now she dedicates herself to sharing this gift of creativity with the world by conducting youth poetry workshops, performing, and visiting Rikers Island monthly to share inspirational poetry with incarcerated men and women as a program director for Green Earth Poets Cafe. Welcome, my friend Relly the poet.
Yeah.
Y'all feel good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl problems, yeah, yeah. Girl problems, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm looking at you, staring at me. I start blinking rapidly. You love my eyes. You don't see how the lust and the thirst are detected under the smile. You don't see how these beautiful eyes no longer cry. See, as a woman, I've had trials and tribulations. I've been raped and sold by the world, judged by what I wear, classified after only physical observations have been made. Yeah. So yes, I'm blinking, and yes, I'm cute, but you'd prefer if I was mute. 'Cause you don't want to hear what I have to say. I'm just a chick and it's a man's world at the end of the day. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. See, the reason I'm blinking so frequently and sensually, it's because my eyelashes have been coated and pulled, curled upwards to complement my almond-shaped peepers. And they are heavy. And sometimes the eyeliner cakes up, so that day I won't wear any makeup. But the mirror says too plain, society says too skinny, a few years ago too thick, and now I'm chasing dreams of being a bad bitch, learning how to play on my own insecurities because of what media depicts. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. In the 60s, they wanted a silent housewife. Today, I make my own money to take the role of wifey. The standards for women has definitely changed, but the sexist mentalities remain the same. We are still treated as toys, lesser beings, property, and even things. But not all of us are ditzy and distracted by those shiny diamond rings. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. And what's the most amazing? I relate to the fellas too. Yes, I love pussy too. In the pursuit of her juicy fruit, I spend money, I spend time in an extravagant gesture. Go the length of the mile for a woman, I'll take any measure. And when she lets me in beneath and between the warmth of her sweet and soft skin, I'll make sure she is pleasured. I love the scent of a woman, that sweet tickle in my nose. Sneeze, take my time cause she's classy, but I sneak between her knees with a lesbian's ease. I'm a slave to my desires, mesmerized by things that they do. See, they drew me in with the same spell that they cast on you. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Everybody, girl problem, yeah, yeah. Come on, sing with me. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. One more time. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. See, these little girls are dying while our world is crying. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Girl problem, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'm really the poet, as Simi said. I'm gonna read y'all a poem because I am a poet and then get out y'all way. I don't have any books because I haven't published any yet. But for all the readers, if you like to read, make some noise. Okay, all right. So for my old school people who still read actual books and y'all don't be sitting there with y'all nooks and crannies and e-readers and stuff, I have bookmarks that I print design myself that have like excerpts from my poetry, and I got them laminated so that they are water resistant and can resist all your whatever you're doing with your book. So here's my poem. I hope you like it. Come talk to me afterwards for a bookmark or just to connect. I love all the artists that performed tonight, and thank you guys for coming. I love you too. Thank you. This is my tribute to my clitoris. Okay? Yes. Imagine if you weren't as lovely as you are. Ultra sensitive and pulsing with anger, especially when provoked. You are a hot-tempered, attention-hungry lust god who has gotten me into some extremely sticky situations, literally. But still, you're like my best friend. Been with me since day one, dragged right along through every rejection, every heartbroken love story. You, my frisky companion, have been through it all. 11 years old. We were drowning in blood-red embarrassment as Mother proudly informed the entire congregation that I was now woman. I thank you for bearing the brunt of that suffocating diaper-like extra-large maxi pad as I sat in the back of the church shielding us from shame with King James' new version of the Bible. I thank you for not hating yourself as I, confused, self-loathing 16 years old, looked down and questioned you. After allowing the first silly person to put their hands in my pants and dig for the tiny pink pearl of a treasure that clits are traditionally expected to be, let's just say they weren't expecting the whole damn treasure chest. And upon finding you, all protruding, hard, and massive, jerked their hand back with impressive speed, I might add, and proceeded to question my sex. I had no answers. And you shrunk away once again with shame. And I hated you. I wanted you to be small, to be hidden, to be beautiful. Why couldn't you just be normal? I didn't let anyone touch you for a long time after that. I hid you away with baggy jeans, squeezed my legs tight to shut you up. Whenever I felt you rising, scrubbed you angrily in the shower as if one day this would cause you to shrink and hide between the folds of my vagina like you were fucking supposed to. But at 18, we fell in love. And you matured from annoying and unwanted extra nerves and cartilage into the ultimate power source of my sexual liberation. You were adored, patted, prodded, fondled, folded, and cuddled, worshipped with eager fingers, sucked and tucked into a warm, wet bed of a mouth nightly until you were satisfied and drifted off into a heavenly sleep. At 21, I began to appreciate your uniqueness. The way you sometimes poked from my boxers in the morning when my bladder was full and the rest of my body hadn't fully awakened. Now, no man or woman gets past the gates to my heart without your approval. And I'm not being shallow, by the way. I just really respect your judgment. Most of the time, well, some of the times, there was that one time. Anyway, at 24, I thank you for every experience we've been through together, every strange tongue and finger that wasn't manicured, scraping across your insides and pleasantly mistaking my squirming discomfort for uncontrollable pleasure. I thank you for letting me know right away that I was different, special even, important even. I wouldn't know who I was without you. Thank you.
Relly the poet, everyone. Wow. I think we all came of age tonight. Thank you to all of our artists, Annie Yan, Astrid Ovalis, Sarah Jo, MB, Damien Luxe, and Ariel Speedwagon, Relly the Poet. I'm Simi Toledano, your host. Heidi Russell is the visionary. International Women Artists Salon. Thank you all for being here and have a great rest of your night. Thank
Well, let's give another hand for Simi's amazing hosting powers. And thank you again to Dixon Place, Ellie Coven, and congratulations to the 30th anniversary for Dixon Place. Woo! And thanks, Leah, for serving us with great spirit tonight. And please stay and mingle and get to know each other. Come up and see Annie's art, and hope to see you next month as well.
Tip the
Take care.
bartender.
Yes. Enjoy.
Okay.